everybody, we're going to be talking about Scott Nelson today. Who was Scott Nelson? Well, I've never before seen anyone on the stand so purposefully, seal their fate. I think halfway through the trial, prosecutors realized, okay, because it was a death penalty case, right? His acts were so heinous that it warranted the death penalty. Halfway through the case, halfway through the trial, prosecutors must have said, hey, he wants the death penalty. He'd already been in jail for 25 years. He got released. I think his last stretch was about 14 or 15 years for armed robbery. A bank. Walked into a bank. What was he armed with? A fake bomb. Not even a real weapon. Something funny about that, isn't it? Walking in and saying, hey, stop, I have a bomb. The teller's just like, no you don't. No you don't. That's a fake bomb. It doesn't even look real. You're the kind of guy that our 80-year-old security guard can handle. You want me to call him over? Get out of the building right now. Anyway, he's got some great lines of no remorse on the stand. He's just saying things like, what does he say? He says, and did she have a coat? When you took her out into the field, did she have a coat? How do you know that she wasn't cold? And he'll say, well, I know she ended up cold. Or what's the other one he does? He's like, they're like, you went to the Walmart and you bought the zip ties and the duct tape, right? And he goes, yeah, zip ties. Never leave home without it. Or duct tape, whichever one that is. So what is he doing? What were his crimes? Well, his crimes were his most recent crimes. He got out of jail. Now, the thing is about Scott Nelson, he was going through the majority of the work done. It was something like to put in a colostomy bag so that he could shit and piss into a bag connected to his lower leg. No more going to the toilet for Mr. Nelson. Convenience awaits his golden years. So he was about halfway through, well, not halfway through the procedure. Obviously, they'd stitched him back up. But had he remained in jail, they would have continued his procedures for his operation for free, right? On the state medical bill that you get if you're a guest of the government. So the fact that they turned him loose, you'd figure most people would be happy to get out after 14 years in prison. But not our Mr. Nelson. No. He wanted to stay in and counted the fact that he would now have to pay for his own medical procedures as money that the state owed to him. Okay, so part of the conditions of his release was to obviously he has to maintain employment, check in with a probation officer, steady accommodation, etc., all of those things that you have to check off on when you get out of jail for a long period. So he did get a job painting lawn clippings. He'd be the guy that would go after the guy had been mowing and pick up all of the loose grass, right? And just bag it up and take it out. So he was doing that. And I think what he was doing is he'd found a client that allowed him to also live on the property as part payment. There was some kind of building or room or whatever it was that he could stay in. And as Mr. Nelson tells it, he had a probation officer called Julio Dominguez. What a great name, huh? Julio Dominguez was his probation officer and apparently gave Scott Nelson a bit of a hard time and told his employer, hey, you got that guy living here? What are you gonna, you crazy? You know what he did? You know what he did to those people? So, Scott Nelson's employer was asked him to move on to somewhere else. So, of course, Scott Nelson held Julio Dominguez fully responsible for that and went off on a vendetta. I can't remember. He had plans to go and kill him. But in the end, he didn't, and instead thought, I'm going to commit a home invasion robbery. I'm going to go to a wealthy district of town, find someone to rob, and then I'll bust into the house and have them empty the safe. So the house that he broke into, there was someone in, and it happened to be the nanny / housekeeper. Well, nanny primarily, I think, but also did the washing up and stuff. Sweep up, that sort of stuff. So he abducted her and put her in the trunk of her vehicle. I don't know if it was his vehicle or not. I think it was her vehicle. So he abducted her from the house and put her in the trunk of her own vehicle and then drove her to the ATM to relieve her of her cash. And then, you know, I mean, that got him $300 when he was fully on video camera using her card. They checked that as soon as they found out that she'd been abducted, which was like that same day. And then I think there was a few other things in between, but essentially he took her out into a field for some reason, tied her up in duct tape. And when I say tied her up in duct tape, I mean tied her whole head, wrapped it up in duct tape like a big duct tape beehive on top of someone's shoulders, and just left her in the field, where she struggled for hours and hours and hours until she eventually died. So, you know, he's on the count for a homicide, at least. Right? A few other things, and the point is that he really wants to create a bad impression. He wants to give a shocking impression on the stand so that the jury just go, yeah, sentence him to death. Not so he can die earlier, so that he can have his own room. He's had a real bad time in prison. Every bad thing that you can possibly imagine to happen to someone in prison happened to this guy. We're talking anal rape, we're talking extortion, we're talking prison guards fucking with you and baking your food, blending it up and then baking it like a cake and burning it black on both sides and watching you eat it. And, you know, keeping the lights on, all the stuff. But as you'll notice with Mr. Nelson, 25 years of playing a victim has made him play the victim even more. It just hasn't worn off. It just hasn't at all worn off. So it's quite an epic time on the stand. The first thing we're going to see is the judge asking him whether he is sure and understands fully the consequences about what it means to testify in his own defense, and that it is his own decision and that he must make it freely and without, unequivocally.
Mr. Nelson.
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand that your attorneys who are seated
Hey Michelle, how you doing? Good to see you.
at or about counsel table, those are the people who you can talk with about getting legal advice. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you understand the court cannot and will not give you legal advice?
I understand that.
Okay. However, I do need to talk with you about some things. My questions that I ask, anything that occurs during our conversation, do you understand that is not legal advice?
I understand that.
However, do you understand that one of my jobs is, and specifically with respect to your right to testify, is to satisfy myself that you are making a knowing and intelligent decision if you choose to take the stand, that is your knowing and intelligent decision that you have made.
That's correct.
And that is the purpose of my questioning. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay. You need to talk with your attorneys about anything I just said before I actually start talking with you.
I'm satisfied with what we've already talked about.
Okay. Sir, do you recall the last day of jury selection when I read to the prospective jurors the instruction regarding beyond a reasonable doubt?
Yes.
So you understand it's the state's burden to prove each and every element of each and every charge beyond a reasonable doubt.
Yes.
You understand you don't have an obligation to prove or disprove anything.
That's correct.
Do you recall that last day of jury selection when I read an instruction that states exactly that you don't have an obligation to prove or disprove anything? You have the right to remain silent, and they can't hold that against you. Do you recall, and I'm summarizing, but do you recall that instruction?
I remember it very well.
So do you understand that you may choose not to testify? You can choose not to take the witness stand, and you understand I will read that instruction again to the jury along with all the other instructions in this case.
That's correct.
Do you understand that since you are on trial that you do have a constitutional right to take the stand and testify in your case?
I'm aware of that, yes, sir.
Do you understand that if you choose to exercise that right to testify, that I will not give the instruction that I previously discussed with you about your right to remain silent and they can't hold that against you, in essence? That will not be given. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Do you understand that instead the instruction regarding weighing the evidence and credibility of witnesses, that the defendant will be referenced and the jury will be instructed that they are to treat your testimony like the testimony of any other witness?
Yes.
And do you understand that by any other witness, that means treated as any other person in the same circumstances that you are in? Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do you understand, since there's been already, did you hear the discussion about the agreement between the parties that you have 3 prior felony convictions?
I heard that, yes.
And that the state is stating, in essence, did you hear what Ms. Burdick stated?
Yes, that if she's aware of 3, she's willing to go with 3, but if I should know of more, then it would be up to me to be forthcoming with that information.
So do you understand
Yeah, where is everybody in the chat? Somebody say hello to Michelle right now.
that at a later time, if additional felony convictions are discovered, that may be brought into the case at some point?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you understand that, well, let's step back for just a moment. Your attorney has told me that other than yourself, they don't intend to present any other witnesses or evidence as part of the defense case.
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you can choose not to testify, but you can present other evidence? Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Mr. Lahr has stated that there is no other evidence to be presented other than perhaps your testimony. Do you agree with that?
I agree with it.
Okay. Are you aware of any other evidence that could be presented in your case? When by evidence, I mean anything whatsoever, a witness, a photograph, DNA, an audio recording, a video recording, anything whatsoever that could be presented.
I believe there is, Your Honor. It's just that, I'm satisfied with just going up and stating a couple of facts that have been void in the trial to this point.
But what evidence are you aware of that you think, are you saying there's other evidence you think should be presented but can't?
I'd have to speak to my attorneys about that briefly.
Why don't you do that?
I'm clear on that now, Your Honor. I don't believe that there is any more physical evidence beyond what has already been presented. It's just that there are a few facts that I would like to bring to light before the jury.
And I understand your statement about your belief regarding there be no physical evidence, but what about other witnesses? Are you aware of some other witness who could be called to testify as part of the defense case? Yes?
Hey, Anne, how you doing? All right, let's skip to the stand, because straight away when he gets on the stand is I mean, this guy just has.
Stand, please.
Man, God bless his lawyers. Having to work with this guy. Come and tell us what you did, man. You know, from your side of it. Let's see you justify. Tell us about the beehive duct tape head.
As I indicated, you're going to be sworn in front of the jury. Right now, we'll revert into that. Thank you.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You may be seated. Please state and spell your first and last name for Madam Court Report.
Scott Edward Nelson, SCOTTEDWARD
Thank you. Mr. Lar?
How old are you, sir?
I'm 55,
And date of birth?
February 28, 1964.
Can you tell me who Julio Dominguez is?
Julio Dominguez is employed by the U.S. Department of Justice, United States Probation Office in Orlando, Florida.
And how is he related to this case?
Well, sir, he was my probation officer. I was on supervised release.
Okay, and what is it, the importance of his involvement in this case?
Well, sir, I'll be very frank with you. Jennifer Lynn Fulford would be alive today had it not been for Julio Dominguez.
Okay, so straight away you can see that he's got a major beef with Julio Dominguez, right? I mean, the guy is seething. He's basically saying, Julio Dominguez killed Jennifer Fulford, not me. Julio's actions, I was the result of the actions of Julio Dominguez. Put him on trial.
Any reason for that statement, sir?
I think the world should know that. I mean, it's justice. The truth should be known, sir.
Have you ever been convicted of a felony?
6 of them, sir.
Okay. And I don't believe I have any further questions.
Okay, did you see that? That was the full direct examination of a witness that is taking the stand in their own defense. Julio Dominguez is. And what is his relation to this case? I don't have any questions. So he's blatantly just up here to give the most shocking testimony to the cross-examination from the attorney for the state, which is going to happen immediately. Wow.
Cross-examination?
Good morning, Mr. Nelson.
Good morning, Ms. Burdick.
Where are you from?
Originally,
Sure.
I was born in the state of Massachusetts and raised in the state of New Hampshire.
Right. And you moved to Orlando in March or May of 2017, correct?
That's correct.
And you came here and then you were under the supervision of this individual by the name of Julio Dominguez.
That's correct.
All right. So Mr. Dominguez was a federal probation officer,
That's correct.
okay? And Mr. Dominguez, according to your statement, is the individual responsible for Jennifer Fulford's death.
Yes.
Did Mr. Dominguez killed Jennifer Fulford?
No,
Who killed Jennifer Fulford?
I did.
All right.
Are you following this? So Julio Dominguez was responsible for Jennifer Fulford's death. Yes. Did Julio Dominguez kill Jennifer Fulford? No. Who did? I did. This guy, I mean, it is a standalone, isn't it? I don't think we'll see anything like this again or have done before. One of a kind on the stand.
So you left unsaid why Mr. Dominguez is responsible for her death. Would you like to explain?
Yes.
Please do.
I was employed in Winter Park for a painting company by a alleged Christian family who took it in their interest because I was such a dedicated, hard worker, allowed me to live at their employment as well. Prior to that, I had been homeless after being released from federal custody, thrown to the street, homeless with no money. I mean, that's how they do business. My federal supervised release officer, Julio Dominguez, after suffering on the streets of Orlando for many months with no identification, thanks to the Federal Bureau of Prisons throwing out my IDs.
Let me interrupt you.
Yes, ma'am.
You said many months. We're talking about
Thanks to the Federal Bureau of Prisons throwing out my IDs. Yeah. Well, they probably thought that given that it expired in 1998, when you came into prison, that it wasn't much good anymore.
about 3 or 4 months, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I
What
was.
did Mr. Dominguez do to you?
He made it a point to create a situation with my employer / landlord, which is one of the same, and he got me thrown on the street after months of suffering on the streets of Orlando.
So what he did was notify your employer that you were on federal probation.
No, actually, Ms. Burdick, what he did was I satisfied the court's and the probation officer's criteria. I told them that I was in prison, and I named the felony, and they were happy with that, the family. That satisfied the court. He took it upon himself to, as he called it, a third-party perspective, and he went to the owner, and he used vulgar language and said, "What are you, blank, crazy for letting this man live here? And you're going to let him work here? Get him out of here." And that got me thrown on the street.
All right, and this was in August or September?
It was the last Saturday of August 2018, ma'am.
17.
17, I'm sorry, 17.
So your employer paid you, however, for the time that you had worked there prior to your being thrown out onto the street.
Yes, I received, I believe, one paycheck.
Right. Was this the paycheck that you used to open up an account in Winter Park?
Yes, ma'am, it
What
was.
bank was that?
I'm sorry, I don't recall.
All right. Is this the account that provided you with the check that you used to make purchases at Walmart in September of 2017?
That would be correct.
All right. The account balance was what, $500?
I don't recall, but it sounds realistic.
Sounds about the approximate dollar value of the paycheck that you would have gotten and then deposited into this bank account.
Yes, Ms. Burdick.
All right. So
That's right, Michelle. He just wanted to go back to prison. I mean, he felt like the prison owed him for his medical bills. He was having that procedure for getting the colostomy bag on the state's dime. And then they gave him a release after 14 years for armed robbery, robbing a bank. with a fake bomb. I mean, there's nothing more Mickey Mouse. What a crime to go down for 14 years. What did you do? I walked into a bank with some hot dogs strapped to my chest. Yeah. They didn't take it. They didn't buy it, no. They didn't even open the safe. So they let him out of prison, and then he had to pay for his own medical bills, right? So he thought, they let me out on purpose to fuck with me. So they owe me. So he had this chip on his shoulder about that. He's got to check in with his probation officer, Julio Dominguez, and he really didn't like him. He blamed him for getting him thrown off this he was living on some land of his employer, doing painting or, what do you call it? Landscaping. So he was going to kill Julio Dominguez, but had a change of heart about that for some reason. But his change of heart went full throttle in the other direction, and he decided to do a home invasion robbery. Went to a posh area in Winter Park, Florida, I think. Or was it the Disney Village or something? What's that place? It's like residential, but it's everything about it is Disney. There's music playing in the fucking streets. I mean, it sounds like a nightmare. It's just like all the nightmares of being in the park, but in your own home. Great. Yeah. So where do I sign up? I don't know. He went to a affluent area and bust into a house, and there was someone in, but it was the housekeeper / nanny. He said, "Open the safe," and she said, "I don't know how to open the fucking safe." So he said, "Well, I'm gonna steal you," and then he took her and put her in the trunk of her own car, drove away, went to an ATM, went and withdrew $300, the cash limit, from her card. Great. Got himself on video, and then took her out into a field and duct taped her whole head like a beehive, and just, she struggled like that for hours and hours until she died. And what did he do then? With his winnings, with his big score, he went to a 7-Eleven and bought a pizza from 7-Eleven and ate it standing up in the street. And then he was arrested. And that was his story. But now that he's come into this death penalty case, right? He figures my best bet is I just want to go back to jail. I just want to know that I have my 3 meals a day, my paper pillow and my yoga mat fucking mattress. At least I know where I am in jail. And I want to go to death row because I know that I can do habeas corpus and blah, 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 to get, sitting there for 25 years, at which point I'll be 80. So, yeah, that'll be me for my whole life. I'll just be alone, food's a little better on death row. Less people fuck with you on death row. It's like, well, we're going to kill him, so, there's no need to really fuck him over here. I think guards are a little softer on death row. Everything's a bit quieter. Even other inmates. I mean, you see other people less. It's more on your own. You got your own cell. You're allowed a few extra possessions, I think, in there. So it's nicer. I mean, if you're gonna do life in jail, and you can be on death row until you die of natural causes, anyway, I mean, that's probably the best bet. And he thought that was the best bet going into trial, which is why he's coming out with all of these vicious one-liners like, "I know she ended up cold," and also why his own defense counsel brought him up here to testify, asked him 2 questions. Usually when a defendant takes the risk of testifying in their own defense and opening themselves up to the cross-examination from the prosecutor, they're doing so because they want the opportunity to sell their character as much as possible. And as we've seen in other death penalty cases, they really give them some leeway. It's like, Gran Amaro, death penalty case. How long did they spend going on about his, whatever it was? Markeith Lloyd, right? Just the other day we were talking about Markeith Lloyd. Death penalty case. I mean, and they were just allowed to go into so much that it bored the shit out of everybody in the courtroom for days listening to him. Days and days it went on. Yeah, but he didn't even take the opportunity to do that. He's only up here for the express purpose of getting slammed by the prosecution. And he helps them every step of the way with his hilariously bad attitude.
With that money, in the middle of September 14th or 15th, sound about right?
That sounds right.
All right. You went to Walmart, and we saw a video of an individual making purchases at Walmart. Was that you?
That was me.
Right? And you used a check from that checking account and signed it right there at the register, correct?
That's correct.
What did you buy?
The whole kind of motive, as he says it, behind his actions was that he was starving, right? He had a good thing going, but Julio Dominguez came in and just fucked it all up for him, so he was just down and out on the streets, suffering on the streets, starving. Let me tell you, you can find ways to eat free in Orlando, I guarantee it. You could drop me in the middle of Orlando for a month with no money, and I'd be fine. And at the beginning of the story, when he decides to go on this venture, if you like, this plan, he's gonna enact his plan. It starts at Walmart. He's starving, hungry, he doesn't know what to do, so he goes to Walmart and he buys blue shoes, a big knife, zip ties, and duct tape. And you gotta say, just don't serve some guy those 4 items on their own without anything else. I mean, red flags. I mean, an alarm should go off and be, wired straight to the cops to come and pick him up, or at least take a statement. Yeah, but you know what, Scott? I mean, you know what else? Walmart sells food. It's right in the same building. If you were hungry, you obviously had money because you paid for these items. And how much was that knife? You could have got maybe 30 Hot Pockets.
A very long list of material, all different kinds of odds and ends.
All right, well, a lot of it was cigarettes, right? Cigarettes are very expensive.
Yeah, they are.
You bought
No, I had to get cigarettes. I was starving to death. You had money. I had to get cigarettes.
a pair of blue tennis shoes.
Yep. Yes, ma'am, I did.
You bought zip ties.
Yes, I did.
You bought duct tape.
That'd be correct.
You bought a knife.
I sure did.
Right. Anything else you remember?
I sure did. I mean, just imagine. We're talking about a murder. Oh, did he stab her as well? I think he might have, yeah. Okay, yeah. He stabbed her real bad as well. I forgot about that. Yeah, he stabbed her up viciously. So he duct taped her head like a beehive, but didn't leave her to die struggling in that. He also stabbed the fuck out of her in the head as well, the face and head. I think, but he'll tell us, I'm sure. And you bought a knife? I sure did. I mean, just think about what that sounds like to anybody in the room, the judge, the jury, the family, anybody in the gallery, the press, the media, people at home. And you all now, right? And you bought a knife. I sure did. Fuck it. Oh.
I believe food.
Some food?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you bought those, what were you planning to do? Why'd you need duct tape?
I bought that material because I had a plan in mind of how I was going to survive being thrown on the street again for what? The third, or was it the fourth time by the government, be it state or federal? And, you know, once you kick a dog enough times, they tend to bite back. And really, they just don't care anymore.
So tell us about your plan.
My plan was to get some money and abscond.
It's gone from your probation?
Oh, I think anybody would after, I mean, I suffered to work my way up to the top of the mountain, and this maniac comes and cuts it out from underneath me. I mean, what am I going to do?
Get up to the top of the mountain. You were painting and picking up lawn clippings while living in your employer's garage. I suffered to get to the top of the mountain, and this maniac comes out of nowhere from the parole board. I mean, what do you think actually happened there? What did he do? What did Julio Dominguez do? Because I found it kind of hard to believe that they have a habit of going around and fucking up their, you know, whatever you call them, people on parole, their parolees. Yeah. Without some cause or reason, right?
Go get another job? Let him do it again? No, we're going to fight back.
All right.
He lit a firecracker.
You kick a dog enough times, they tend to bite back. No, we're going to fight back. He lit a firecracker.
Lit a bomb. He knew it too. And they laugh about it after. That's what corrections does. That's what the government does. That's all they've ever done to me. They've turned me into an animal.
So, Mr. Dominguez had you on probation out of Orlando, not Winter Park, right?
Yes, Miss Burdick.
Right. And when you first moved to Orlando in May of that year, you actually lived in the city at a shelter?
Yeah, I had no choice. Yes, ma'am.
And you were there for about 60 days.
That's about accurate.
Okay. What took you to Winter Park?
What took me to Winter Park? My employment.
All right.
That's where I was located. My employment brought me there.
So you were living in Winter Park?
Yes, I was.
Where?
On Forsyth Street.
With who?
By myself, but at the owner's two-level garage on the bottom where he runs this paint business and painting company business. And the second floor is like a suite, refrigerators, stove, all that, you know.
Is this Mr. Estromera?
That would be correct.
Okay. So Mr. Estromera, out of the goodness of his heart, allowed you to stay on a property that he either owned or controlled.
That's half right.
All right. So you said this is Forsyth Road in Winter Park,
Yes.
right? That's not really anywhere near Park Avenue, is it?
No, but his painting business brings me in all areas of Winter Park
All right.
and other towns.
So did you do any painting jobs on Park Avenue or near Park Avenue?
Not that I recall.
How about on Webster?
Not that I recall.
So there was no reason for you to be in that downtown Winter Park area, whether it's to live or to work, correct?
I'm free to walk about the streets like any other citizen.
Right, but aside from that, you had no reason to be there.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
All right. So rather than choosing this individual, Julio Dominguez, that you have a beef with, if you will, you decide that people who live in an area unconnected to you somehow need to be the target of your plan. Is that accurate?
No.
How then did you end up targeting Jennifer Fulford and Reed Berman?
The owner of the painting business, Mr. Estamera, had known Mr. Berman and had introduced me to a family, another family, and they had a beef with Mr. Berman. And the name Reed Berman and the location of that home came to light.
This is the home that he robbed.
Reported that to law enforcement.
Who is this? Who is this family?
I actually don't know the name of the family. I had been brought to their house by Mr. Estamera to paint.
All right, where is the house?
I believe it's in what they call Lake Forest or Forest Lake, something of that nature.
And what is that close to?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with the area, ma'am.
All right.
I'm being honest with everything I say to you.
So what you're saying is that this other person, who you don't know the name of now and don't know exactly where they lived, who is unconnected to Julio Dominguez, somehow led you to target Reed Berman.
That's fairly correct.
Okay? So because of your, you don't know Reed Berman, right?
Never met the man.
And you don't know or didn't know Jennifer Fulford.
No, I don't.
There was nothing that either one of them ever did to you that would have resulted in you taking some sort of revenge on them for, some moral cause.
I believe the term is collateral damage.
All right. You're saying that Jennifer Fulford was collateral damage as a result of your disliking Mr. Dominguez and how he treated you.
Well, I believe it's
Yes?
more, yes, but it's more accurate that he had a problem with me rather than I having a problem with him.
And did you direct your concerns to Mr. Dominguez or his supervisor?
Well, once I got thrown on the street with no job and stuff, there was really no sense in complaining to anyone. What are they going to do?
So that's a no?
That would be a no.
All right, so instead of taking a normal course when you disagree with somebody, you decided on something completely different to make your point, if you will, right?
I'll overrule the objection.
Man,
He's not an attorney, no. I mean, he's done 25 years in jail and he's only 55 now. So, most of his life in jail. But he thinks he's got a lot of those jailhouse lawyers. He goes in, like the interview, it's really interesting when he starts speaking about when he's talking to detectives and he's trying to make some kind of deal. He wants to say, well, I'll tell you everything you want to know if you give me this and this and this, and I want to be in this prison, and I want special privileges, and I want to work in this kitchen, and blah, 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 blah. And they're saying, okay, yeah, we'll see. And then he kind of realizes that they're not, they just want him to talk. So he starts deliberately being over embellishing the shocking details of what he did to the woman, right? Just to make the female detective squirm as he tells it. He says I was getting some really good visuals from fucking with her head. It's like, so yeah, not a lawyer.
Is that a yes or no? Instead of taking a normal route to deal with somebody that you disagree with on a professional level, you took another route to make your point.
May I
no?
may I suggest yes and no answers in an area that we're venturing is really like putting a gag in my mouth, because there's a lot more to just a yes and a no. But I'll go with the game here. Yes.
All right. So you think this is all game?
Well, I think what you're doing is trying to manipulate the real facts.
Now, I'm trying to make a point that you.
Now I'm
have a
willing to admit to
problem-
it.
Excuse me.
Hey, hold on. Madam Court Reporter cannot take down two people at once. So, Mr. Nelson, unless your attorney has an objection, you'd wait for my ruling, then you answer the question. Ms. Burdick, if you believe the witness is being non-responsive, you need to make that objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So you're saying that I'm trying to now manipulate something. The point is, you had a problem with somebody completely unrelated to Jennifer Fulford and Reed Berman, and you made a plan in September of 2017 to take your anger toward that person out on somebody like Jennifer Fulford.
I think that's accurate.
All right. Why not Mr. Dominguez?
Huh.
Why not?
Funny you should mention that. I happen to possess a 9mm handgun with 2 boxes of ammunition. They were in the house.
Relevance.
Okay.
Overrule the objection.
As a 6-time felon?
I happen to have that gun. I was going to shoot him, and I believe in God, because God was looking out for Mr. Dominguez that Saturday afternoon. Because me and him were in a part of Winter Park on Forsyth Street where on Saturday afternoon there was no one on Forsyth Street.
Is it Saturday afternoon before you killed Jennifer Fulford?
No, this was like a month prior.
Month before, okay. So you wanted to kill Mr. Dominguez, and you had the ability and the tools to do so, and you made a choice at that time not to.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's very lucky.
You
So,
see-
back to,
He has to add those bits, doesn't he? You wanted to kill Mr. Dominguez, but you made a choice not to. Yeah. He's very lucky. It's just, hello, Christina. How you doing? Good to see everybody. Just Suze. Good to see you too.
to the point, instead of carrying out that plan, you formed a new one.
Yes.
And for some reason, you turned your attentions, if you will, to the people of Winter Park,
Yeah.
because you just didn't like the way they were treating you either.
I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
All right, so Mr. Dominguez, you don't like the way he's treating you. You think about killing him. You acquire the tools to do it and change your mind. So now, generally speaking,
Your Honor, can we approach?
Yes?
you have, do you remember the question?
No.
All right. Not sure I remember how I phrased it, but what we were discussing is you had formed a plan to kill Mr. Dominguez. You had acquired the tools to do that, and then you changed your mind. Yes?
No, I never formed a plan to kill Mr. Dominguez. He walked into something and created a situation, and it made me give a certain thought into doing it, and the grace of God saved him.
All right. So instead of pursuing that, because that's who your true, I mean, that's the only statement you made on direct. So that's the true subject of your ire,
Yes.
right? So
That's a good way to put it. The true subject of his ire. I mean, you know, anger just wouldn't be strong enough, would it? We need to go for ire. And it's not often needed, is it?
instead of pursuing that, you now decide, because I don't like how these people in Winter Park are treating me, somebody here is going to pay for the fact that I have this level of anger towards this other individual who ultimately caused me to be thrown into these streets.
Objection, compound question.
I'll sustain the objection of the form.
All right. Turn your attention to the people of Winter Park instead of pursuing the real subject, Mr. Dominguez.
Objection, relevant.
I'll overrule that objection.
No, ma'am.
Right. So in September, when you went to the Walmart and acquired the knife and the duct tape and the zip ties, remember the zip ties?
Yeah. Never leave home without them.
Thank you for that quote.
Thank you for that quote. Yeah, I remember the zip ties. Never leave home without them. Isn't that what the ad says?
Levity.
Levity.
You,
Levity. We need a little levity in here, okay? Fucking murder trials bringing everybody down. I want a little levity. Never leave home without them. Zip ties. Yes. Next.
you went to the Walmart and acquired the knife and the duct tape and the zip ties. Remember the zip ties?
Yeah. Never leave home without them.
Thank you for that quote.
Levity.
You, at that point, formed a plan to use those items.
Right.
Maybe you didn't have a particular target in mind on that date, correct?
Correct.
But you knew at least 2 weeks before Jennifer Fulford's murder that somebody was going to pay for how you've been treated.
Objection, relevant.
Overruled.
That is very accurate.
All right. So to you, it didn't really matter who that was going to be? Were you looking for targets for 2 weeks?
Yes.
All right. And those targets were in Winter Park because these were the people who had nice homes that you couldn't live in, never would live in.
I have lived in those type of homes. You'll see that during the
future?
mitigation.
The situation in which you found yourself in 2017 led you to believe, I will never live in these homes, correct? I will never drive these nice cars.
No, Ms. Burdick.
Hold on. I'm going to overrule the relevance objection.
You're saying no, but do you remember the conversation that we played yesterday where you indicated to Brian Ferreira that these people in Winter Park, they don't give a crap about anybody who is not basically going to do something for them,
Now, that is 100% correct.
okay? But instead of staying near Forsyth in Winter Park or going back downtown Orlando, you turned your attention and focus to people living in the wealthy sections of Winter Park. Accurate?
No.
So how'd you end up there?
Luck of the draw.
Random,
Random.
all right? Didn't you spend days there in Winter Park prior to this event?
I had no choice.
Right? Well, you had a bus pass. You can get all over the county with the bus pass, right?
Actually, someone loaned that to me.
Well, you got it mid-September,
No, someone else did.
all right, and then gave it to you?
That'd be correct.
All right. But that's you getting on and off the bus that we saw,
I mean,
right?
I have to be somewhere, Miss Burdick.
I'm sorry,
I have to be somewhere.
right?
What's wrong with
you-
being in the same town I'm employed?
All right, but you chose,
I have to be somewhere, Miss Burdick. I can't not be nowhere. I've never been out of jail, and now I have to be somewhere because I'm not there.
this particular section of Winter Park.
I think the more we have Q&A here, the further and further we're getting away from the reality of the matter. You're not getting the real truth. You're getting some sided version of what you want to
Refusing to answer the question.
delineate. I don't even know what question you're asking me, Miss Burdick.
I'm asking you at what point you turned your attention to this section of Winter Park to exact your revenge against Julio Dominguez. When did you decide that?
Decide what?
That you were going to exact your revenge against Julio Dominguez, against somebody in Winter Park?
I would say the night before.
No earlier than that?
Not a concrete decision, no.
All right, but you carried around with you the duct tape, correct?
It was available to me. I didn't carry it around. It wasn't like I had it,
Well, you told Detective Ferrer you would keep your stuff in the bushes,
I had to.
okay?
It had to be somewhere.
So your duct tape and your zip ties and your knife were either on you or with your possessions,
Yes.
okay? Easily accessible to you the moment you decided to take action.
Yes.
And that moment came, according to what you told the detective and what you're saying today, the night before Jennifer Fulford died.
A funny thing happened in the course of the confession interview there, okay? I asked quid pro quo.
No.
Okay? No, that's what I had.
Let me have you answer the question, and then on
Okay.
redirect, your attorneys can ask you whatever they want.
I'll sustain the objection to instructions to the witness.
Are you going to answer?
Give me the question again. Lots going on here.
Actually, no. Can the court reporter read back the question?
You're learned at
Hold on,
this.
Mr. Nelson. Madam Court Reporter, can you read back?
I'm a simple man.
Mr. Nelson. Madam Court Reporter needs to read back the question. Go ahead.
I'm a simple man. I'm just a simple man.
And that moment came, according to what you told the detective and what you're saying today, the night before Jennifer Crawford died.
Yes.
Okay. So it was then you began to plan at least a home invasion.
That'd be correct.
Okay. And if something happened during the course of the home invasion, that would be what you referred to as collateral damage, correct?
I'll rule the objection.
If something happened during the course of this planned home invasion, you would consider that to be collateral damage.
Yes.
Okay. So the goal of the home invasion was to get as much money as possible.
That'd be correct.
And you chose, of course, the wealthy section of Winter Park because it stands to reason that those are the individuals that might have maybe a substantial amount of cash in their home.
As I was told, yes.
All right, so you took that risk, that you were going to enter a home hoping that you would hit the jackpot and end up with a lot of cash, right?
Yes.
Because you didn't really want jewelry or electronics, because you can't transport those things easily, right? You wanted cash. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Now, one of the things you told the detectives was that you saw Jennifer Fulford at this residence the night before. True?
True.
With the young boy?
True.
And the night before, you decided she was going to be your target. She was going to be the means by which you get yourself into Reed Berman's house.
That'd be correct.
That was 5 o'clock or so in the evening?
I don't know. I have no idea what time it was.
Daylight?
Daylight?
All right. I think you told the detectives you saw them in the driveway about 5 o'clock in the evening.
A lot of what I told the detectives was untrue. Because, if I may, a lot of what I told the detectives was untrue because we started off with a quid pro quo and they started weaseling out and playing their games and it started giving me a little enjoyment watching them squirm. Because some of the answers I gave them, the blood pizza, come on.
All right, so
That's a lot of inaccurate information I gave them because they weren't being forthcoming with my needs. They weren't trying to help me. They just wanted to squeeze me, so I just gave them a lot of BS back.
All right. All right. So the whole process in court, talking to detectives, it's all a sham.
No, I wouldn't say it's all a sham, but they didn't get the real deal because they weren't giving me the real deal.
All right. So you were
I lawyered up when I met him. I had no intention.
you were seeking a single cell. This is what you wanted from these detectives, right? A single cell, bottom bunk.
I
And
think,
they told you, you know, we don't work here. We can't make you any promises. You remember that exchange? You don't remember that exchange?
no, that never happened.
All right.
Believe me, Ferreira, he'd never say that. He'd
All
cut
right.
his tongue out before he'd ever say something like that to me. Oh, hell no, he sold me every dream to keep me talking.
Okay.
Hand language and all this, and oh yeah, no, he was very manipulative. That's why there's no video.
As were you.
Oh, he'd do anything. Ferreira, he's the worst one. He'll promise the world. He'll promise me a single bunk and a bottom bunk in a single room to just keep me talking. Yeah, pan language and all that. Do every trick in the book, that Ferreira. Can you imagine being someone this guy liked? Has he ever had a single friend? Look at him. Everybody's out to get him, right? Oh, Ferreira? You kidding me? Pan language, oh, that Ferreira. The worst one of the bunch, Ferreira. Everybody knows that, too. He's a corrupt cop.
No, I wrote him a letter. I told him straight up, quid pro quo. You help me, I'll help you. That's it.
All right.
You help me, I'll help you. I want a bottom bunk. Single room. Capiche? No? Okay, I'll tell you about the blood pizza. I think he made something up about... Yeah, I put her blood on the pizza instead of tomato sauce. Like... It's not even either funny or dramatic. It's just what? Okay, whatever. So, where's the body? I think that's all they were trying to find out. It's like, where's the body? What did you do with the body? It's like, I want a single room. We're not getting it. We don't work here. We don't have control over what happens at the jail. No, you're going to tell us we don't want to spend any more time with you than we have to. Okay? We're going to go.
Well,
Oh no, I mean
let's
that's
get
how
back-
detectives are. They squeeze you. They then they ba-boom. You get nothing in the end.
Sure.
I mean, it's what you guys do.
Yeah, no, that's what detectives are. They squeeze you and then ba-boom, you get nothing left. Nothing in the end. Nothing. Especially out of that Ferreira. What is that thing he does in the middle? Ba-boom. It's like, what is that? It's like bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom. It's like a combination of the two put together and abbreviated. Ba-boom! Well, I've never heard anyone say that before. What does he say? Oh, that's what they do, these detectives. They squeeze you a little while and then ba-boom, you get nothing.
Manipulative. That's why there's no video.
As were you.
No, I wrote a letter. I told him straight up, quid pro quo. You help me, I'll help you. That's it.
All right, well.
Oh, no, I mean,
let's
that's
get
how
back-
detectives are. They squeeze.
Yeah, but they have to want your help. I don't think they needed it. You know, they were looking at this going, well, you know, we got the guy, we're just going to find that body. I don't think he's going to tell us, but they pay us to ask, right? So we got to ask. Hey, you going to tell us? You give me a room and a bottom bunk? No, okay, we're leaving.
You, then they ba-boom, you get nothing in the end.
Sure.
I mean,
Ba-boom!
it's what you guys do. You're very good
Does
at
that
it.
mean that what you told him about killing Jennifer Fulford was untrue?
No, that is true.
All right. So let's go back to how that occurred.
Julio Dominguez.
We're past that. Let's
Yeah.
get,
Let's go back to how that occurred. Julio Dominguez. It's his fault she's dead. I hope he lives with it on his conscience every day. I mean, I don't think he's ever given it a second thought, you know?
back to September 26th.
A matter of fact, is he in the courtroom? Is he? Oh, maybe not. He wouldn't be allowed if he's a witness. I'm not sure that he is a witness.
Of 2017. You're on foot, correct?
Yeah.
You have your duct tape and zip ties and knife with you?
What does this have to do with Julio Dominguez?
I'm sorry, prosecutor. Where are you going with this? What does any of this have to do with Julio Dominguez? The real murderer.
I mean, if you want to sit here and talk to me and grill me for the next 3 hours, I'm not doing this. I came up here for one reason. Julio Dominguez is the reason Jennifer Lynn Fulford died. That's it. That's all I have to say.
All right.
And I love that we've been gifted in this episode of True Crime Metrics with a name that keeps getting blamed, and that name being Julio Dominguez. You know, it just wouldn't be the same if it was, Larry Tate. Actually, that'd be pretty good. But if it were, some nothing name. Tom Miller. I'm sorry, Tom, if you're listening. Anybody out there? We just broke Tom's heart live on Metrics. Sorry, Tom. But your name is nothing. That's why there's never been a movie star called Tom Miller. Yeah, but it's great. Julio Dominguez just has so much character to work with. I love it. I love that that's the name that keeps coming back, almost as this sort of mythical being in the courtroom. Let's get back to why this happened. Julio Dominguez.
If you wanted anything more, talk to my lawyers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your Honor, with the
Julio Dominguez is the reason Jennifer Lynn Fulford died. That's it. That's all I have to say.
all right.
If you wanted anything more, talk to my lawyers.
Yeah.
That's it.
Your Honor, would the court direct Mr. Nelson to
If you want anything more, talk to my lawyers. That's it. No, you came up here to be cross-examined. You're up here until we're done, and you're obliged to answer the questions.
answer the questions of all attorneys, not just his lawyers?
Well, need to,
My memory's getting real foggy right now. I'm
Nelson.
sorry. I must need my medication.
Nelson, don't speak when I'm speaking. Do you understand, sir?
Oh, and he does this thing as well. Oh, you know what? I don't remember. Did I tell you I have head injuries? Yeah, no. Memory comes and goes. To really make a point of I'm not trying to convince you that that I'm not pretending to forget my memory at will. He just goes, oh, another one of my flashes from my head injury.
You You understand, sir?
Yes.
Mr. Burdick, ask a question if there needs to be a pending question that he's refused to answer before I'll direct the vote.
Can you imagine when he got back to cell block B or whatever, and he was bragging about his time on the stand to all of his other, pointless shells that are just being basically kept alive, housed until dead, because society has said, well, we don't want you here. Yeah, getting back to cell block B, and he's just like, yeah. No, you should have seen me. Yeah, no, you should have seen me with that prosecutor. She kept trying to tie me down, pull me in her direction. No, not me. I always brought it back to Julio Dominguez every time. I'm like a pit bull, I just won't let go. Once I get my teeth in, that's it. Lights out.
The night before,
Yes.
September 26th of 2017, you're on
Right.
foot,
Yeah.
you have your knife with you,
No.
no duct tape,
No.
no zip ties,
It's not a good way to walk down the streets at night looking like Rambo.
all right?
No.
So you were just doing reconnaissance?
Rambo. I mean, yeah, if Rambo were, I don't know. What do you do with zip ties and duct tape? Well, throw in a can of WD-40 and you can fix 90% of all problems on a vehicle. Yeah, just put a bit of duct tape on it. Zip tie. Oh, they're pretty handy.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you go onto the Berman property to see if you could get in furtively,
No.
right? Because your plan was you're going to force your way in,
No, the doorbell works better.
all right? So you're just going to go in the front door if you could make it in that way.
Anybody can. You ring the doorbell. She opened the door and let me in.
All right, but you didn't do it that night,
No.
but you chose Miss Fulford and that house finally. You made the final decision about it that night.
Yes.
Did you stay in the neighborhood?
Yes.
Where'd you stay?
Oh, I don't know. I can't even remember. It was so
Around
long
the
ago.
corner at this fountain?
I don't
whatever
recall.
you talked about?
I don't recall.
Right. You went up to people at the Winter Park Golf Club that morning?
Yes.
Were you hanging around the house, waiting until Jennifer Fulford appeared?
I was having health problems.
Were you hanging around the house, waiting until Jennifer Fulford appeared?
I don't recall.
Right. Well, at about 11:30 that morning, you're certainly within view of the front of Reed Berman's house, right?
I don't recall.
And you don't see the UPS or FedEx driver pull into the driveway with a package?
I don't recall.
Do you see Ms. Fulford answer the door, or do you?
Ma'am, I don't recall any of this. This is all getting foggy right now. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't remember any of this. I've had head injuries.
Did you force your way into the house with a knife?
I would say, I suggest that you look at the confession. I mean, the one that you played yesterday, that,
Did you force your way into the house?
I don't recall any of this stuff right now, ma'am.
Did you have a knife with you when you went into the house?
Ma'am, you better check the confession. I mean, what more do you want? I mean, did I make it easy enough? It wasn't great police work that got me here. I gave it all to you. Check the confession. You got
When
it.
you told Brian Ferreira and Sharon Wagner that you forced your way into the Berman house at knife point, was that correct?
Ma'am, I just don't recall.
How long were you in the house?
I don't know. What is the security doors opening and closing? What do they say?
How long do you remember being in the house?
4 hours?
All right, so
4 hours, man. Where she's what, tied up and he's rummaging around looking for, $10 bills.
you had Jennifer Fulford zip-tied on the ground in the living room?
No,
Where?
I didn't zip tie her in the house.
Do you think he went down the sofa cushions looking for loose change? Found nothing but buttons.
Okay. How did you subdue her while you went upstairs?
She did what I said.
Okay. Did she go with you upstairs?
No,
So she just stayed downstairs while you went upstairs and looked in Reed Berman's bedroom
yeah,
and didn't move?
that's right.
Why didn't she move?
I know, ask her.
Why didn't she move?
I don't know, because people do.
Threaten her?
Yes,
Did you threaten the child?
I don't know, ask her. This is the woman he killed that they're talking about.
no. How could I? I didn't know who that child was.
Right. Now, she told you someone was coming to the house, right?
I don't recall.
And then you made her call that person back and say, don't come?
I don't recall. I can't remember everything. I mean, I'm not a computer.
I am not a computer. I want Wendy Adelson to say that on the stand. It was 10 years ago. I can't remember everything, Miss Kappelman. I am not a computer. Be good.
All right, you remember wearing a white shirt, a towel around your neck, and a pair of shorts with the blue shoes?
Can you tell me what you were wearing on the 27th of September?
There was a picture of it. Your Honor may approach
With,
189 in evidence.
go ahead.
That's you, right?
I can't make out the image. I don't know who it is.
See right here, there's a signature,
It looks like a bunch of scribbles.
S.
I don't know.
Do you remember signing this?
No.
During your statement?
Nope.
With the police,
No, I don't.
indicating that that was you?
I don't know.
So you don't know if that's you?
I can't see. I mean, I see some, it looks like some sweaty guy with glasses. I don't know if that's me or not. Doesn't even look like a signature.
May I approach with 190 in evidence?
Yes?
See what I'm pointing to here at the bottom of the image?
Yeah.
S-N,
Yep. That would,
signature?
I
Did you put your signature on this?
don't recall.
Is that you?
It sure looks like me, yeah.
Is that you?
I mean, it looks like me, apparently.
Did you take money out of Jennifer Fulford's bank account by forcing her to give you her PIN number?
I don't recall, ma'am.
Did you get $300 from Jennifer Fulford's bank account?
I'm sorry, I can't help you. I just don't remember all this. What does the confession say?
I may approach with 188 in evidence.
Go ahead.
See this signature near the image?
Yep.
Is that your signature?
Yeah, but I don't know how it got there.
Is that you?
It looks like me, yes.
Is that you?
I can't definitively say. It's not a very clear photo.
Were you at the Wells Fargo ATM on September 27th of 2017?
I don't recall, ma'am. You look stressed.
Thank you for your concern.
You're welcome.
May I approach with 187?
Yes?
See down there at the bottom?
I see down there, yes.
Is that your signature?
I don't know how it got there.
Did you affix your signature to this photograph indicating that this was the bedroom that you had gone into on September 27th of 2017?
I don't remember doing that, ma'am.
Did you go in this bedroom?
I've never seen that bedroom before.
You didn't go into Reed Berman's bedroom and get the comforter off the bed so that you could put Jennifer Fulford in it so that you didn't have to drag her out of the house kicking and screaming?
Reed Berman slept in that bed a couple nights, and he didn't even know the comforter was missing. Maybe he took it. They didn't report it.
Did you take the comforter off of the bed so that you could wrap Jennifer Fulford in it because you wanted to conceal her from the outside?
No,
You didn't wrap her in the comforter.
I didn't do that.
Who did it?
I don't know. I didn't do it. Maybe she did. Maybe she was cold.
Say that last line again.
I said maybe she was cold. I don't
On
know.
September 27th. How long have you lived in Florida?
I don't know. She ended up cold.
How long have you lived in Florida? On September 27th, she was cold? I know she ended up cold. I mean, that's possibly, ironically, the coldest thing we've ever heard said in court.
One 181 in evidence room here.
Go ahead.
I'm here at the corner. S. Nelson.
Now that looks like my signature. I don't know.
This car on September 27th of 2017.
I don't recall.
Did you go into Jennifer Fulford's car after placing her in the back and drive to the ATM
Really,
where you withdrew $300 at noon, 12:02?
I'm sorry. I just don't know, ma'am.
Were you in this car?
I don't know.
Did you drive this car from the Berman residence to the ATM?
I think I used that vehicle. I think I did. I showed up to see Julio Dominguez. I saw him that day.
And you had taken a bottle of beer from the Berman residence, right?
Terrible beer.
You took it though,
Yeah, I didn't reluctantly.
all right. And drank it and left it in that vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay. So then, after going to the ATM, is Jennifer's in the back in the comforter, right, while you're at the ATM?
I think she was yeah, I think she was.
You put her there.
No, I don't recall doing that. No, I don't remember that part.
You said you carried her out of the house.
I did, when? Who did I say that to?
All right.
I didn't say that to you.
Did you say that to law enforcement?
I
Wrapped her in the comforter.
I
So that all these people in Winter Park couldn't see what you were up to, so that you could get her into the car, so that you could get money, so that you could abscond from probation and the government oppression that you were suffering. Right? That's what this is all about.
no,
We're in this car.
no.
Never.
Ma'am, that was like 2 years ago. I don't know. I've never even seen that vehicle. I don't even know whose car that is. It's sitting I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
Why'd you choose to drive all the way to Disney, or the Disney area, to take Mrs. Fulford out of the car?
I've never been to Disney.
Disney area, Fulton Street. You weren't on Fulton Street on September 27th of 2017?
I was there.
You drove that car we were just looking at from Winter Park all the way out. Did you go down I-4?
Ma'am, I'm not from Orlando. I don't even know what I-4 is.
You
Not
don't
be-
know what I-4.
I don't, ma'am. I'm
All
not
right.
from Orlando. I'm not from here. I don't have a vehicle.
Did you drive Mrs. Fulford's vehicle with her in the back all the way down to Disney to get rid of her? At that point, you knew you were going to kill her. Right.
Is that two questions or one question?
Answer the first one, we'll get to the second.
Did I drive? Yes, I did.
All the way down, why there? What were you looking for?
I was looking for a place to dump her. Get rid of her.
Okay.
Next question.
Right? And so, as you were driving, you absolutely knew that you weren't just going to leave her in a remote area, you were going to kill her.
No. Now that you're wrong about.
So when you say get rid of her, you mean just drop her off?
Well, yeah, that's what the zip ties were for.
Just drop her off, somehow restrained.
Yes.
If she died, so be it. If she died before somebody found her, so be it.
That's a matter of opinion.
Was that your thinking?
No, that sounds like it's your thinking.
Okay. So while you're in this vehicle driving, you have your kit with you, if you will, of duct tape and zip ties and the knife, because you said she wasn't duct taped in the car.
A lot of what I told those investigators, as the confession went on minute by minute, the more and more BS I would throw into it. Because they were giving me BS, and I was giving it right back to them. That's how that interview went. And that's the truth.
Right. The question is, you had this kit, if you will, of zip ties and duct tape and the knife, right?
Yes.
And as you were traveling, because it's a good, do you remember how long it took?
I have
That
no
time of
idea.
day?
I don't know.
Probably an hour?
I don't know. Check the cell towers.
You were there.
I don't know.
You think it was an hour?
I don't know. I'm not good at keeping track of time.
All right. So you first go down an area closer to, you said you saw Disney signs, an area closer to them. Did you make a decision that this wouldn't be the right place to get rid of Mrs. Fulford?
What do you mean by get rid of?
Kill her?
No.
Drop her off?
I had no
Duct
intent.
tape and zip tie her?
Miss Burdick, I really think you have this all wrong. I never intended to kill that woman. It was not in my heart to do that. It wasn't what I had planned. I didn't want to kill that woman. She'd never done anything to me.
Right. So you drove her, though, all the way to Disney in the back of her vehicle for a purpose.
Yes.
It wasn't just for no reason, correct?
Yeah, you're right.
And you were searching for places to leave her.
Yes.
So then you find what you think, even though it's the middle of the day, is a relatively remote area, right?
Yes.
And you park the car on the dirt road?
Yes.
You pull into the field at all?
No.
Stayed on the dirt road.
Yes.
So you get out, and do you go to the back and open up the hatch?
Yes.
And she is in the back, wrapped in the comforter.
I don't recall, ma'am.
What do you say to her? Get out?
Ma'am, you're asking for specifics that I really, honestly, legitimately, truthfully, from my heart, I do not remember. I don't remember all those facts.
So you don't remember how Jennifer Fulford got out of the car?
We were picking a jury a few days ago. I can't remember some of that. And you want,
Question
this is 2
was-
years ago.
The question was, you don't remember how Jennifer Fulford got out of the car?
There's something wrong with my brain.
Did you have her duct taped at the ankles and zip tied behind her back while she was in the car?
I don't know. Check the medical examiner's report. They can't determine either.
Right. Well, you're the one who put the duct tape on the ankles, no question, right?
I don't know.
You're the one that put the zip ties on her wrists.
I don't know.
You're the one who dropped the zip tie at the tree line, right?
I don't know. You want the truth? I'll give you the truth. So help me God. I don't remember. I can't remember everything. There's something wrong with my brain.
Yeah,
So when you
I have head injuries. There's something wrong with my brain. I'd have probably said the same thing myself.
open up the back of this hatch to the Hyundai, she's making a lot of noise, pleading for her life. You have to remember that.
I heard it yesterday. Where did I hear it? Oh, I heard it on the recording of the confession. How can you give out sheets of paper and tell them not to, whatever, but anyway.
You have to
yeah.
remember her begging for her life.
No, I really don't.
All right. So you remembered that in November of 2017 and told that to the detectives, but you can't remember it now.
It's been 2 years.
Okay.
Lots happened in 2 years. I've been abused a lot. We all get abused, don't we?
Right. And you have to remember that Jennifer was crying.
No, I don't. I don't remember that. No, she wasn't.
Begging you not to kill her,
I don't remember.
that she continued to get louder and louder, so you decided to duct tape her whole head. Not just her mouth.
How long would that take? Just think about that. And think about, it'd be quite a lot of effort. You know, a good quality duct tape is almost a little hard to pull apart. It's so sticky. Gorilla glue. The amount of effort. How many times would that go around your head? I mean, so what is it? About 12, 14 inches in diameter, maybe. So once around the head would be... probably a total of 40 feet worth of duct tape around
Not
someone's
just
head.
her eyes, her whole head.
Sustain the objection to the form.
And the eyes as well, that's horrifying. I mean, the mouth would be bad enough, and then you feel it going around the back of your head, and you think, okay, maybe he's just doing the mouth, and then it's up to the nose, and then you're thinking, fuck, it's going to be difficult to breathe, and then suddenly the whole world goes black, and you realize that your eyelids are sticking to duct tape, and your entire head, and you're thinking, this is going to really hurt my hair when I get rescued. If I get rescued, I might die. I mean, that's horrific. And then what did he do with the knife? I forget, but I guess it's coming.
Ma'am, Miss Burdick,
I sustain the objection, Mr. Newman.
Are you saying you don't remember?
I don't remember, ma'am.
All right. Did you take the comforter out of the car at all while you were at the scene?
No.
You left it in the back?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you carry Jennifer Fulford from the back of the car through that patch of trees and vines to the open field? Or did you have her walk under her own power?
I think what was going on, ma'am, was that at that point, I was not in the right state of mind. And when I get to that point, like when corrections abuses you or does things to you, it gets me in that state of mind where, you know, that you just can't see things clearly and you just don't understand things. And you do things that you really don't want to do or understand why you do them. And that's where 25 years in custody has brought me.
What, to wrapping the head of an innocent woman in duct tape completely? Eyes, nose, mouth, head, hair, ears, the lot, the whole thing. And then stabbing her in the face and head. That's where 25 years in corrections brings you. Well, I guess we made a mistake letting you out, didn't we?
So
I've been
the
through horrible experiences.
pending question is, did Jennifer Fulford get out of that car under her own power, meaning did she walk? Or did you carry her?
I'm sorry, I can't give you.
All right, because you recall being ripped up by the briars that were in that patch of woods, right?
I think she was fighting or something. And we ended up getting, yeah,
You remember being ripped up yourself
yeah,
by the,
yeah.
Fighting, struggling for her life, trying to get away from this fucking maniac that's just come into her house and threatened her or threatened the child and says, "Don't fucking move. I'm gonna look for the safe." And comes, and they know he's gonna come back mad because there's no way he's getting into the safe. So he's gonna fucking kidnap the lady, put her in the trunk of her own car, drive her down to an ATM, relieve her of her cash, $300, la-di fucking da, then drive her out to Disney and duct tape her head, and she's struggling in the bush. I mean, it's fucking horrific. What a few last final moments for poor Jennifer Fulford.
I do.
briars, that's what, we saw those pictures taken of you.
Yeah, I saw
on
them
October
yesterday.
1st.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
remember those injuries?
Yes,
All right, to the exposed parts of your skin, because you had shorts on.
yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yeah.
And so you walk through there, you get scraped up. Did she walk or did you carry her?
She walked, ma'am.
All right. So her ankles were not duct taped until you got her into the open field.
I'm sorry, I can't remember everything. I'm being as helpful as I can for you, but I don't remember, ma'am.
All right. Was her head duct taped or her eyes or her mouth duct taped as you got her into the open field? Meaning, could she see where she was?
I don't know.
Did she start yelling?
I don't remember. I don't remember.
All right. So while you're out there, you decide she's going to testify against you.
Well,
If
that,
she gets out of here, she's going to testify against me, right? And
that's something that was said during the interview. That was towards the very end, and I was doing it because I was getting some really good visuals from Detective Wagner. She was, you know, and I started, they were jerking me, so I gave it back to him. So a lot of that was just, you know, just to amuse my.
This is how he talks in Cell Block B, isn't it? Oh, they were jerking my chain, so I gave it right back. No, I was getting some really great visuals from Miss Wagner. She was like, one more time. Fucking nut bar.
Well,
If
that,
she gets out of here, she's going to testify against me, right? And
that's something that was said during the interview. That was towards the very end, and I was doing it because I was getting some really good visuals from Detective Wagner. She was, and I started. They were jerking me, so I just gave it back to him. So a lot of that was just, just to amuse myself and watch her.
Unresponsive.
Overrule the objection.
You were trying to make Detective Wagner squirm? Was that your goal?
Pretty much, yeah.
All right.
I mean, we get our-
Aside from whatever tactics you were using on Detective Wagner, could you tell us if Jennifer Fulford had duct tape over her eyes as you walked her out to the field?
She did not.
So she could see where she was.
That's correct.
And she started screaming.
I can't remember.
Would you agree that she was terrified?
I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, ma'am, she has I don't know how many stab wounds on her body and stuff. And I'm going to look you in the eye and I'm going to tell you something. I don't remember doing all that.
All right. The pending question was, did she appear to you to be terrified?
It's been asked and answered.
I'll overrule the objection.
I mean, I'm sure she wasn't happy.
Okay.
I mean, how?
Screaming?
No.
Begging you not to kill her?
No.
You've had a knife this whole time, right? That knife we saw? That green and black knife?
How are you supposed to carry someone and carry a knife at the same time? Or how are you supposed to, I mean,
Was it in your pocket?
I think I left it in the vehicle. And then I had to go back and get it, I guess.
All right, so she's out in the field, and you have her duct taped and zip tied, face down, and then you need to eliminate her as a witness.
Ma'am, that was something I said to Miss Wagner to get her ire. At that point, that was deep into the confession pseudo interview.
I'm not asking.
Yeah.
I'm
Sorry.
asking
I'm sorry.
you
Yes, ma'am.
a direct question about, you were out in the field. Tell us, did you have her face down, bound, while you went and got your knife?
Your Honor, can we approach?
Yes? Please read.
When you were out in the field, tell us, did you have her face down, bound, while you went and got your knife?
I do not recall, ma'am. I don't remember. I was in a different world at that point.
Now, she stabbed on her back and on her chest, on the front of her chest.
What I've seen from the medical examiner, yes.
So which did you do first?
Ma'am, I don't remember.
At some point, did you have to turn her over one way or another to complete what you had brought her there for?
Ma'am, I never brought her anywhere to kill her. That's something you're trying to
Why'd you put her in the field?
Should I have dropped her off in front of OPD?
Why'd you put her in the field?
Asked and answered.
Overruled.
To leave her there. Not to kill her, to leave her there.
To leave her there. Why did you bind her hands behind her back?
I would imagine so that she couldn't leave.
Why did you bind her feet with duct tape?
I imagine so she wouldn't walk away.
And why did you wrap her entire head in the duct tape?
Probably so she couldn't scream.
Okay. Why did you wrap it so tightly that she couldn't breathe?
I didn't do it that tightly.
So
It wasn't my intent.
but your intent clearly was
To subdue.
leave a bound woman in the middle of nowhere and then go back to Mr. Berman's house and maybe hold him hostage to see if you can get some money out of him.
Oh, I would have.
Well, that was part of your plan, right?
Yes, but not to hurt that woman. And I didn't leave her in the middle of nowhere. There was a house within walking distance. It was a couple 100 feet. There was a
Why
home.
don't you just leave her at the house?
Oh, that would have been kind of foolish, wouldn't it? Why didn't I just give her a cell phone?
Right. If you were just planning to leave her somewhere, you were,
Yeah, give her a cell phone, a bottle of water, a map. Maybe take some of the duct tape off of her head, at least her nose and eyes. Be helpful, you know. Cell phone, first aid kit, bandage.
planning to get rid of her,
No.
correct?
I used that word. I used.
No, Miss Burdock. I drove her out into a secluded area to bird watch. We were going bird watching. And then she started to struggle, and I had to kill her. But you really should be speaking to Julio Dominguez.
that.
I'm sustaining the objection to ask and answer for that particular.
All right, you said you used those words,
Yeah, to get rid of. Yeah, but not to kill.
so your interpretation is just,
Your interpretation of rid and kill is the same thing. Mine's different.
I'm asking you, your interpretation of getting rid of her is simply to leave her there in the state we've described.
Yes.
So after this happened, you took her car and drove to the Publix, correct?
Yeah, I've seen the photos of me going in and out.
You changed clothes in the car, right?
I have no idea. Just try for a moment. Try to put yourself in my situation at that point. I mean, would you remember any of this? And you haven't had hand injuries. You don't have psych meds. You don't have all this problems. You wouldn't have remembered. How am I?
Your answer is you don't remember if you changed your clothes in the car?
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right. Do you have blood on you?
I don't know. No, I don't know.
You don't remember Jennifer Fulford's blood on you?
No.
But you went into the Publix for the purpose of cleaning up, right?
I would say yes. Yeah, definitely.
Put a new shirt on,
Right.
put the hat on, the UCF hat that you bought at the Walmart,
Sure.
put that on,
Yeah, okay.
and went across the street, put the keys in that bush, and.
That you would never have found without me.
Jumped, right, and jumped on the bus. Took the bus down to, right down here, right? The Link Central Station, and headed back to Winter Park to see if you can get some more money.
Yeah.
All right, because you still had the ATM card, Jennifer Fulford's ATM card, right? You didn't leave that in the car. You didn't leave that in the field. You kept the ATM card. Remember that?
Well, I mean, no, I didn't bring them there. I left those in the area of the bank.
All right.
They never came down with me.
So you went and retrieved them and went back to that ATM to see if you'd get more money.
Yes, ma'am.
So you remember that?
Yeah.
You remember going to the train station, buying the ticket,
In and out, like bits and pieces.
die for you to get that.
And yeah, Detective Wagner is losing it at this point. So that's why because I mean, they're jerking me around. They're playing games with me, and I'm just giving it right back. And that's what that interview was about. We were, in old Ferraris.
He lives for this moment, doesn't he? This is his only pleasure left in life. And it's nothing like it is in his mind. In his mind, he's frustrating them and toying with their emotions. In reality, the detectives are just sat in there with him, just suffering with this asshole for hours, waiting to go home, waiting for their responsibility to be over. Right? So they can leave, go home, watch some TV.
Giving the hand signals, oh, I got you, boy, I got you. We'll take care of them conditions for you, and all that. Of course, he'll never admit to that.
All right. So what you told them, though, about going and getting that pizza and having the thought that somebody had to die for me to get this pizza.
Well, in all reality, that is true. I mean, it is true.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's sad, but it's true.
So once you get to the bus station and then, the train station and go to the 7-Eleven, you lose the UCF hat. Where'd you put it?
Oh, ma'am.
At that point, did you make a decision to appear on as many cameras as you could?
To make a point, I wouldn't think so.
Well, you took the hat off and you're standing in front of the cameras at the 7-Eleven. Get to the train station in Jacksonville, you're just standing there. Is that part of this taunting of law enforcement that you've talked about?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, is it against the law to stand somebody where?
I'm asking you a question. Did you make a conscious decision to stand in front of the cameras to taunt law enforcement? Basically, see if you can catch me.
No, I think that's something you're drumming up.
Now, once you got to Jacksonville, and then ultimately were located by the authorities up there.
It would take a scientist to figure out where I was. I mean, I used my real ID to take a train out of Winter Park to Jacksonville. Notice I didn't cross the line. I stayed within the, I allowed them to catch me. I allowed
You wanted them to,
Yeah.
which is why you
Yeah, they never would have got me unless I allowed them to catch me. So I could go back to death row. Man, you have to be pretty fucking down and out, don't you? Where your best option, the thing that you're hoping for, is to get on to death row. That's gonna be the highest peak that you have left in your miserable life, is the cushy experience of being on death row compared to the rest of your shattered existence. I mean, fucking hell. Oh. Yeah. Sums it up, huh?
put your face on all those cameras.
No, no,
Because
no, that's
this
not true.
entire,
Not allowing the witness to.
I'll sustain the objection, Ms. Burdick, unless you have a non-responsive objection. You need to let the witness finish.
I never-
you said no, right?
I never walked around putting my face in cameras that this whole world is full of nowadays. There's cameras everywhere. So I don't care where you stand anywhere, you're going to be on a camera somewhere. No, that it wasn't my intention. I ended up in Jacksonville because I just jumped on a train. I said, what was the next train out of? He said, we got one to Jacksonville, and that's where I went. I didn't go off into Georgia or any other part of the country when I had money to do that. So obviously I didn't abscond. I know about jurisdiction. I know about police investigation. I know a lot. So it's where I ended up. But I also know that how a fugitive task force works, a CAT team, criminal apprehension team. I know how these things work. 25 years in federal custody, you learn a few things, especially sitting in the law libraries 24 hours a day.
All right, so once you got there, you pretty much, aside from your trip to the ATM to try to get more money,
Yes, ma'am.
you stayed close to the train station and waited for their arrival?
Yeah, I did. It wasn't my intent to go around the countryside killing people. I'm out of money. I'm out of gas. That's it. I was hungry. I was
Well, most people go and get a fucking job. Listen, I didn't have any money, food. I was on the streets, for God's sake. What do you think I should do? Well, have you tried looking in the classifieds? Maybe knocking on doors of local businesses, see what's available. You know? That's his big excuse. I was hungry.
starving to death on the streets of Winter Park, one of the richest towns.
Starving to death on the streets of Winter Park. Okay. People that do die on the streets of Winter Park are not dying of starvation. Okay? What do they die? Well, maybe drugs. Drugs would be a big one. Even the cold. It's not even going to get cold enough to die. I mean, if you're living on the streets of Winter Park, you've got it made, pretty much. You got everything you need. You got everything you need right there.
And think people like to get high on. They love doing that. Oh, I'd give the shirt off my back. I'd do this, that, and the other. No, you won't.
Well, that's true. And if anyone actually did try this, going up to a stranger and saying, hey, do you want my shirt? Like taking it off and giving it to them. Fuck, you'd call the police, wouldn't you?
You'll give just enough so it doesn't hurt. No, people don't give a damn about nobody in this world. They don't care. They don't care. If I had knocked on anybody's door and said, hi, I need some food and a place to live. 911. Hey, I need some water. Get out of here, you bum. Get a job.
Well, because
Yes.
when you knock on someone's door in Winter Park, you did so with the intent to commit a home invasion.
Oh, Julio Dominguez left me no choice. I mean, 20,
Right, that-
20 I mean,
That was your intent, and
no,
you
the
carried it out.
the federal government turned me into an animal, and I can prove it. You lock a person in a tent.
Okay, you've proven it. So, how about that death row? You ready? By the way, we want you to forfeit any appeal so we can go straight from here to the executioner's chamber. He's ready. No last meal either. In fact, okay, one. You're going to have one bite of the same pizza you bought at 7-Eleven 3 years ago. We still have that in your in evidence, in your property, in property. That will be your last meal.
Unresponsive.
They turned me into an animal, is what they did.
Yeah.
They terrorize you. They brutalize you. It's a sick, sadistic game. The penal system in America is a spectacular failure. Nothing works. But everyone that drives by a prison, they glance at it real quick and keep driving. They may shudder. Oh, that's it. Oh God, and thank God I'm not there. And keep on a rolling. Nobody cares. Nobody cares what goes on in there. They'll spend $30,000 a year to keep you in jail, and they won't give you a nickel to keep you out. They turned me into an animal. I've been beaten. I've been chained to beds for days at a rip. I've been locked in cells that are so stifling hot. I have flashbacks to this very day. I've had cockroaches running over my body. I've been beaten. I've been raped. I've been everything in prison.
And yet you did
And now I'm
something-
out in the
and
free
yet-
world, and
okay,
this
hold on.
guy
Hold on.
rips everything out.
Yet you did something
What?
that will potentially put you in prison for the rest of your life or on death row.
I couldn't help it. I don't.
You intentionally did something to get yourself back in.
Well, maybe that's what your rapist said. So, I couldn't help it.
To the prison system,
I'll overrule the objection.
correct?
Ma'am?
You had not just money as a goal, but to get back into the prison system, right?
No, that wasn't my intent.
Because you made this YouTube video that you talk about that you made, that was an effort by you to raise money for a second medical procedure,
Yeah.
all right?
Yes, ma'am.
When that failed, you knew that your only hope for getting this second medical procedure was for either the federal government to pay or for the people of Florida to pay for it, right?
I don't have $30,000 in my pocket, but I never intended to go back to prison. It was never my intention. I didn't do anything to want to go back. That was not it. I knew the federal.
Yeah, I just wanted dollars off the federal government. And if they weren't going to give it to me, I was going to make sure that I got it. I got $30,000 worth of bologna sandwiches from the from Chow, from Chow.
Federal government, the U.S. Federal Bureau of Prisons, was not going to pay for the second part of the operation that I needed, that they flubbed and made sure I didn't get to begin with.
So instead, you
No.
want to go into the Florida state prison system.
No.
So that you could get the medical care. That
No,
you did.
I had medical care.
Hold on, sir, I couldn't hear I'll overrule.
I had medical care coming.
So you committed the worst possible crime in order to either get to death row, so you could have a single cell, or back into prison so that you could get free medical care. Yes?
No, absolutely not. You're wrong. You're drumming something up.
So it was all about the money then? All about the money.
Isn't everything?
Is that a yes? All about the money.
Isn't everything?
Is that a yes?
I had to eat. I'm a human being.
Is that a yes?
You did.
Walmart sells food where you bought your shoes, knife, duct tape, and zip ties. There's no way that costs less than $80. $80 if you're lucky, right? He could have eaten for 2 or 3 weeks on $80 if you're smart about it. On $80 if you're smart about it. Oh, I had to buy cigarettes too. If you can't get cigarettes for free, then what's wrong with you? You can walk around any town in the world and smoke all day for free. You know, if you want to put in the time of asking strangers, most strangers will give you a cigarette happily if you're nice about it. If you have a bit of charm, right? No, I had to smoke You can cry, baby.
I'm right, it's yes.
You remember writing a letter to the state
Hang on.
attorney?
That was a bit intense. What was that?
You could get free medical care. Yes?
No, absolutely not. You're wrong.
Right.
You're drumming something up.
So it was all about the money then? All about the money.
Isn't everything?
Is that a yes?
I had to eat. I'm a human being.
Is that a yes?
You're damn right, it's yes.
You remember writing a letter to the state attorney, Aramis Ayala, back on January 3rd of 2018?
Ma'am, I don't remember that. I've written so many letters in my life.
You remember telling her that you knew exactly what you were doing when you committed first-degree murder?
I think I've said that.
All right?
I mean, I don't know about the levels and degrees of homicide. I mean,
You said that you spent many years in the library in prison. So you
I'm not an
know
attorney.
that first-degree premeditated murder is the highest level offense, criminal offense, in the state of Florida.
No, I don't know much about state law. But anyway.
Nevertheless, you, whether you've said it in a letter before, whether you told the police, you're telling this jury that you knew 100% what you were doing when you committed intentional, planned, premeditated murder. Yes or no?
No.
Didn't know. No other questions, John?
Redirect.
We have no questions, John.
All right, members of the jury, in just a moment, we're going to take a recess. During the recess, you're going to continue to leave your notepads and your pens here. During the recess, you're under all the court's instructions, including but not limited to the instruction not to discuss.
Joke about cakes and, say to the jury, good morning. Oh, that will not do at all. Good morning, everybody. Isn't he great? Yeah, so that is Scott Nelson. That's his time on the stand. I think we might come back for a short little brief to discuss his sentencing hearing. But aside from that, maybe a couple of clips of some of the key witnesses. It's not the best trial. As you can see, it's pretty clear cut. Not much mystery about it. Fascinating, though. A defendant willing to go down with the ship like none I've ever seen before. Just sinking. The best he can hope for is the cozy comfort of a single occupancy death row cell. I wonder what his last meal wishes would have been. Something weird. Something to make a statement, no doubt, about the abuse that he's endured. Oh. See, I would actually buy his book. I think it'd be quite the read. Oh, too good. All right. Yeah, well, I don't know when we'll come back to Scott Nelson, but soon, maybe, perhaps, or something else. Come back tomorrow. Thanks for coming, thanks for chatting and moderating and everything. And well done. Well done. Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. Let's get back to 9 o'clock. None of this 10 o'clock. I'm thinking 8, maybe even 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'll put the notification on the Discords. Join the Discords, support the channel on buymeacoffee.com/TrueGrammetrics, PayPal, and Patreon. Patreon. Twitter, join us on Twitter. Adios, good night, everybody, sleep tight.